Hello everyone, and welcome to Keeping Up with Linda. Today's project is really interesting. We'll be making a new rug with old used clothing. Yeah, you know, all those pieces that you don't want anymore? You can recycle it, you can use it and make something brand new. So I'm gonna show you how it's done. So the first thing to do is go through your closet and decide what it is that you don't want anymore, that you don't like to wear anymore, what doesn't fit anymore, and bring all that together. So the next step would be deciding the size of your rug. It all depends on the room that you're going to use this rug in. I'm using burlap for the base, and the size is 28 inches by 47. And I'm also using this piece of material. So I'm going to be sewing my material directly onto the burlap, and then I'm going to use this material as a liner because I don't want the burlap directly on the floor, so I'm going to use this one as a liner. Now, if you don't have burlap, that's fine. You can use any type of material, and then again, used material. You can use a bed sheet, and you just double it, so you sew it into one part of the material, and then you use another one as a liner. It makes your rug a bit stronger. So the next step would be cutting your material into strips. They're about 1 inch wide. They don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be always an inch. It could be more or less. It doesn't really matter. Also, you want to cut half of each item that you're going to be using, because you need to have enough colors to alternate throughout the whole project. So cut about half of each item, and that way you have enough to start, and then once that's finished you can cut the rest. So this is half of a blouse and that's the other half. So now I'm gonna cut some for you to see how it's done. Things you're gonna need: tools, scissors, obviously, measuring tape, a ruler, and that's later in the project, a sewing machine, and some Scotch tape. So about 1 inch. I'm not measuring because I don't have to. And just cut away. Now this is time consuming, so do a little bit each night, and then once you have enough to start sewing, then go for it. If you have teenagers at home, ask them to help you, because it's a nice family project, and you keep them away from those video games. Okay, some arts and crafts. Now that I have quite a bit of material ready to go, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna start sewing. All right, so let's have a practice run. So we're gonna wrap this around. It's not an easy task. You just need to be very patient. It's obviously a project for a few days, not just for one day. Okay, wrap it around. And when you reach the top, you just push it down, like so. Keep wrapping. And like I said, if you can get some help from those kids, that would be great. Even have more than one ruler, and have someone helping you out. And if you can be just sewing, you know, then that would be great, because it's gonna be way faster. So basically this is what you end up with. And then once you reach the top here, you can cut it, and then this is when we're gonna be using the Scotch tape. I'm gonna be sewing in the center, along the center here. I'm going to position the Scotch tape on one side, and the Scotch tape is just to keep my material together, just to help me out. I don't want the Scotch tape to stay in the rug, So I'll be removing it after. Great. And now I can just simply pull this out. Pull the ruler out and I end up with this thing that I'm going to be sewing, right? See how it holds it together? Great stuff. Now let the fun begin. So I'm going to leave a little bit there for the seam, for the finishing after, and a little bit on this side too. And here we go. Gotta secure the stitch right there. Beautiful. Let's go down the middle. You need to help quite a bit with your fingers. And try to sew as straight as possible. Great. So now I have another one here ready to go. See? This makes things way faster, having everything prepared. Okay, that's about it. Beautiful. Out. You go. Okay, so now, see, there's the tape. So I'm going to remove that, but not yet, only after the next one, when the next one comes in. I don't want this to interfere with my next row. So there you go. First row done. Accomplished. Beautiful. This I can use later. All right, next. So, same idea. Okay, actually, I'm gonna do it this way. Round, ever so softly. Don't tighten it too much, otherwise you'll have a hard time moving it back and forth. I'm very excited about this project. Okay, there we go. It doesn't matter which side you put the tape on. This is to remove after anyway. There we go. Cute. Great. Ready. Okay. And here we go. Now try to tuck it in as much as possible, close to the other one. So basically, we need to fold this all the way and try to put the other one as close as you can. Because the idea is for this to be pretty much standing, not lying down. So if your fabric is not cooperating with you, don't be afraid to add a second tape. So one tape on each side just to keep it together. It's really handy to have these ready. Any left over, you just trim it, because you might need it later. That's it. It's also a good idea to measure your progress to see if you have about the same area on both sides. Yeah, looks like I'm doing okay. 9 inches, about 9 inches on both sides. Okay, good stuff. So it's taking shape, it's looking good. We'll continue tomorrow. To be continued. And we're almost done. Getting there. We're really getting there. Wow. Maybe 2 or 3 more and we're gonna be done. Beautiful. Yay. And let's sew the last one. Yay. And this part is done. So this here, we're gonna be using this to fold in to sew the lining. So it's okay if it's not super straight, no problem. We still have all the finishing touches, but the bulk of the work is done. Now it's time for the lining. So I'm gonna be sewing it this way. Something you need to do is you need to choose which side do you want to show. This material is pretty much the same inside out. This one seems to be a little bit shinier than this side, so I'm picking this one. All right, I'm gonna start here on one of the edges here, and then I'm gonna go along one side and then the other side, and then I'm gonna be flipping it inside out for the final sewing. Yes, that's right. This way I'm able to tuck the material in. So here we go. So now it's time to flip it inside out like a pillow. Make sure you go to all the edges and bring them out nicely. See that? Okay. Wow, it's really feeling like a rug. So now we have the other side to finish, which is this here now. So I'm going to be folding both in and sewing it right there. It's kind of tough to get started, but then once you do, it's all right. All right, yay. No more machine. Opa. Whew. So now the final thing to do here is cleaning it up. So removing all the tapes and then opening all the loops. So I'll be back to show you how to open up the material, open up the loops and make everything become double. So my rug is pretty much cleaned up. Now I'm just gonna open up the loops and cut anything that's longer, right? And then we're gonna give it a good shake outside and voila, and it'll be ready. So each one of these loops will split into two. It's time consuming, so don't be in a hurry to make one of these, because it's not gonna happen overnight, but it'll be beautiful. Wow, cute. Once you're in the loop, you can cut a few at the same time, but sometimes it's hard to get it going. You see that? Anything that's too long, just trim it. And this project is done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to keep up with Linda, and I'll see you next time.